Yes, sir. Perfectly fine.
Okay.
Ma'am, has it started recording?
Yes, sir. Please continue.
Okay. I welcome all of our participants in today's session, which will be held by Dr. Zohar Ahmad Baba. Sir is a professor and head of Division of Basic Science and Humanities in our Faculty of Agriculture, Warras, Coast, Kashmir. Sir has done a tremendous work in biofertilizers, the majority of which is on trichoderma and mycorrhizae, I think. And Sir will deliver the lecture today on bio inputs for sustainable agriculture. Over to you, sir. Sir, you can start.
Thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My friend Dr. Shoaib and Madam, dear participants from different parts of the country. So I welcome all of you to my presentation. So myself, Dr. Zohar Ahmad Baba, I'm working here in the Faculty of Agriculture, and we have been basically working on the soil microbial aspect. So today we'll discuss about the whatever the microbes we are working with, and which are the very suitable alternatives, or rather the supplements for the sustainable agriculture. So I think it is quite audible and the slides are visible. So before going to the main topic, I would like to highlight some of the major issues our Indian agriculture is facing, since a lot of schemes are being launched or have been launched by the government at the national level and at the state level also. So given the launch of those all very good schemes, but we are still facing some major challenges. The first challenge is that the farm size has gone down, is decreasing day by day. Then the irrigation coverage is a major issue. Then whatever irrigation is available, so the water use efficiency is issue. We are not adopting fully the measures by which we can improve the water use efficiency. Then the credit and extension system, we need a lot of improvement in that. Then another major challenge is the low soil organic matter content. Then imbalance in the fertilizer use. The farmers, they do not follow the instructions, they do not follow the guidelines by the different research institutions with respect to the application of the doses of the fertilizers. So they do not maintain a proper balance in the application. And day to day, we are facing multi-nutrient deficiencies in the crops, in different crops. And since our application methods are not quite good, and whatever the fertilizers we are applying in the field, so their response is not properly equally good. So there are some major issues with respect to the fertilizer use efficiency or the nutrient use efficiency also. And if the farmer is applying the high doses of the fertilizers, but he is not getting the returns what are expected or what should be there, so the response of these crops towards the application of the different chemical fertilizers has gone down. It is declining. Then we are exhausting our soils by growing the high density, by growing the heavy feeding crops, by growing the hybrid crops, because they have the huge nutritional requirement, and we are not replenishing the soils, we are not replenishing the nutrition, supplementing the nutrition. So the result is that we are left with the negative balance in the soils with respect to the these different essential macro and micronutrients. As I told, so this is the scenario of the average farm size is continuously gone down. So the government has launched many schemes wherein there is the intervention of the farm mechanization. Once the farm size has gone down, so there are the impediments in the implementation of those schemes, especially the mechanized farming. So for the mechanized farming, especially in the hilly and mountain areas, these machines need to be customized as per the size of the farm now. Another thing is that this is the state-wise irrigated area, and we can see that majority of the areas in different states in the country are having the irrigated area, it is less than the 50%. So same is the case with the Jammu and Kashmir. We are having less than 50% area which is having the assured irrigation, and rest is the rain-fed. So that is another challenge. So we are, the 50% of the cultivable area or the sown area, net sown area, is not getting the assured irrigation. So naturally, we are not getting the returns, the results which we are expecting. Then this is the micro irrigation scenario of our country. So we are almost at its infancy with respect to micro irrigation. Now the State Department and the Central Department, with the help of the different schemes which are there to enhance the water use efficiency, have been launched, but they are now slowly picking up. Like the drip irrigation is there, sprinkle irrigation is there, then a different like rain gun is there. So with the help of those interventions, we can improve the this water use efficiency. As we all are aware that the water is becoming scarce day by day, so it is one of the important inputs for the cultivation of the crops, but it is decreasing. It is decreasing, so we need to adopt such methods, such techniques by which we can utilize it very efficiently and get a proper crop. So another thing is we are ruthlessly now exploiting the groundwater. So the groundwater stress is also there. These areas which are highlighted in the red color, they are having the extremely high. That means the more than 80% of our of the states in our country are having or observing the groundwater stress. So recharge is the method by which we can to some extent reduce it. And another thing is the rainwater harvesting, because and there are the erratic distribution of the rain also. So to tackle this issue, to minimize this stress, so we need to adopt the measures by which, like I told, that rainwater harvesting and the recharging of the groundwater is very important to mitigate this issue to some extent. Then, since our country is having one of the largest extension system in the world, globally, we are the leaders in the extension system. So far as the agriculture system is concerned, we are having a network of the KVKs, the universities. They are having the network of the KVKs throughout the country, and plus the Department of the Agriculture, state departments of the agriculture in every state. So they have the presence in every village almost. So there is a huge network of the extension system in our country. But till now, our extension system is majorly focusing on the production aspect, which is very important. Now, we have achieved the self-sufficiency in most of the food grains. Now, the post-harvest losses are great. So we must focus towards the post-production aspect, value addition of the produce, so that we can minimize the damage which we are facing because of this post-harvest losses. Then the soil organic carbon content, as we know that this soil organic matter, it is the life of the soil. It is improving the physical, chemical, and biological condition of the soil. But majority of the soils of our country are having very less organic matter content. So the reasons are many. And one of the major reason is that the cattle population has gone down. And the second is that the people are now completely dependent on the use of the chemical fertilizers in the crop production. And the chemical fertilizers, it is easy to get it from the market, from the shop, and then apply it. But the negative impacts are greater than their positive impact. And so we must focus, we must think of improving the organic matter content by adopting different techniques, like the addition of the different types of the compost. Then green manuring is another aspect. Then the crop residues whichever we are having, we need to incorporate. So we need to improve the content of the organic matter so that we can increase, we can enhance, improve the soil health also for the better growth of the crops and better returns. So another major issue is that whatever the fertilizers we are applying, we know that nitrogen, it is having 30 to 50% of the use efficiency after observing all the best agricultural practices. Then phosphorus, as we know, the nitrogen is being lost through different means, volatilization, leaching losses are there. Phosphorus is another essential nutrient, and whatever the farmer is applying the fertilizers in the crops, and only 20% phosphorus is being utilized. So rest gets converted into the cemented form. So the fixation of the phosphorus in the soils, both in the acidic soils as well as in the alkaline soils, is a major issue. So it gets fixed. It has a very narrow range for its availability. So another, then there is a potassium. We are exhausting the potassium reserves from the soil. Although the potassium is having still good this percentage of use efficiency, but still we need to take the measures by which we can maintain the availability of the potassium for the larger interest of the crop production and the soil health, and to have the continuous supply of the potassium for our crops. So for that, we need to have some suitable measures. Then sulfur is another essential nutrient. Its use efficiency is very less, 8 to 10%. And now we are recommending the sulfur application in different crops, especially the oil seeds. Micronutrients, very essential nutrients, although used in very small quantities, but their use efficiency is very less. They are extremely essential. Their role is well established, but 1 to 2% is their use efficiency. The farmers are applying it, but they do not know what is happening inside the soil. So ultimately, we are left with the fixation issues of these micronutrient fertilizers. So their efficiency is very less, and the farmer is in loss in both the ways. He is not getting the returns, and he is whatever he is incurring the input, dumping the fertilizers in the soil. So there are the economic losses also. And second thing is there are the ecological implications, ecological negative impacts on the ecology also by dumping these chemical fertilizers in the soil. This is the decline fertilizer response ratio. In 1970, we were getting near about 13 kilograms of the grain against the application of the 1 kilogram of the nutrient. Now it has continuously declined. It has gone down. So there are many factors responsible for it, why this response is declining. Imbalance is one of the issue. And second thing is that the microbial population, which is responsible for many good things in the soil, that has also got adversely affected. Then the crop type of the crop which we are growing there, then what are the different types of the varieties which respond differently to different types of the fertilizers. So many reasons may be there, but ultimately we are facing the challenge. So we are having this very low this fertilizer response. Then continuously we are observing in the field multi-nutrient deficiencies. Only one nutrient was deficient, nitrogen, reported in 1950. Now we're expecting more and more nutrients. There is the increase in the list of the deficient nutrients in the soil. So it means that since these are present in a very specific or the fixed quantity, these reserves in the soil, because some of these nutrients are supplied, majority of these nutrients are supplied by these minerals. They are being released from the minerals and the organic matter also, some nutrients. But it means we are not replenishing the soil. We are not supplying the soil with those nutrients which we are exhausting, which we are removing from it. Then this is the average fertilizer consumption. Then it's a common thing. What are the negative impacts of these chemical fertilizers? These chemical fertilizers, they are readily available, and once we are applying, so we are doing away with the organic matter or the organic manures or the crop residues. What are there? Majority of the farmers are burning the crop residues, so that is also causing the environmental pollution in their own state and the other adjoining states also. So the fertility is decreasing which we are trying to maintain with the application of these chemical fertilizers. So ultimately the yields are decreasing. Then the soil microbial population, which is very essential for maintaining the soil health, that is also getting adversely affected by the application of these chemicals. Then since the farmers are not adopting the recommended package of practices, a majority of the farmers, so they are applying the fertilizers in an imbalanced manner. So ultimately what happens is that this crops become succulent and they get attacked by the diseases and the pests. So then because of this imbalance, there is the depletion of the essential nutrients, and there is because of the imbalanced application, then the uptake of the nutrients, different nutrients, also gets disturbed. Now the government is focusing on that the agriculture should now be taken as an enterprise, or it should be taken by the youth as a startup. But we are seeing a different scenario. The share in the GDP is continuously declining. So it is continuously declining here. We can see it here. It is just in between 15 to 10. And also the share of the agriculture in the unemployment is also employability in agriculture is also very less as compared to the industry. So in majority of the states, we can say that it is the agriculture which is, these states are the trend is showing that we can see that they are the states almost where the employability in the agriculture is very less, and the people are moving away from the agriculture. So the measures need to be taken wherein we can engage more and more people, more and more youth we can attract towards the agriculture. So it has to be completely commercial based and like a startup based. So we have ample of the reserves. Millions of the metric tons of the organic matter present in our country. So we can easily convert the crop residues, which whatever is available there, into valuable compost by different techniques. Then we can improve the soil health. Then we have a lot of microbes available which can be employed, which can be very successfully used for managing the different types of the diseases, and which can be managed, which can be employed, which can be recruited for improving the nutrient availability of these different crops. So these are the different types of the microbes, like we have the bacteria, fungi, nematodes, viruses, some botanicals are there, some toxins, others, which are used for managing the different types of the insects. Then different microbes, microbial categories, then bacteria, fungi, which are used for the disease management. Some are used for the nematode management, mollusk management. Then for weed management also, there are different categories of these. Then this is another aspect how we can improve the quality of the vermicompost, since it is where majority of the farmers are doing this vermicomposting in a conventional method. So but we can improve the quality of the vermicompost by addition of different types of the beneficial microbes which we are producing, or which are which are being produced everywhere almost in the country, in almost every state. So we need to enhance the availability, we need to enhance the quality of this vermicompost also. That is the biofortification process. Increase the availability of the nutrients, improve the biodiversity of the microorganisms, and which can ultimately lead to the boosting of the immunity of the plant and increasing the plant growth. So these are some of the these microbial inoculants which we are using in the biofortification of the vermicompost or the other types of the composts. We are having the nitrogen fixers, then mineral solubilizers, phosphorus, potassium, then zinc, and some biocontrol agents we are adding to these. And then this is the scenario how we are improving the availability of the different types of the nutrients. So now our main topic, which are the bioinoculants or the bioinputs which we are producing here. Mostly the biofertilizers. Biofertilizers are basically the formulations of the microbes which are containing the cells of the beneficial microorganisms, and these the properties of these beneficial microorganisms will be discussed in the future slides. What are those? And these are some of the characteristics of these biofertilizers. Like, they are very cost effective. Unlike the chemical fertilizers, they are cost effective. Then they are sustainable nutrient and disease management inputs. Then they have the huge entrepreneurial potential. Then they are eco-friendly. They are renewable, also eco-friendly. They do not have any negative impact, unlike the chemical fertilizers. Then these are some of the inputs we are developing here. These are our local inputs. Like, we have nitrogen fixers, different types of the nitrogen fixers, phosphate solubilizers, potassium, zinc, then plant growth promoting rhizobacteria we are producing. Then there is one category of the microbes, those are called as Shalimar microbes. We have given name. Those are involved in the solid waste decomposition. Then again, we are producing some nutrient mobilizers like the mycorrhiza, which are playing a very essential role in the mobilization of the nutrients. Then some biopesticide, microbial biopesticides we are also producing. And these are the different types of the functions, the enzymatic activities these microbes are having. They are involved very much actively in the nutrient cycling, the nitrogen cycle, carbon cycle. Then they are producing some protease enzymes which are involved in the nitrogen cycle, phosphatases, lipases, then nitrate reductases are also being these enzymes produced. So this is the Azotobacter, our strain. These are our cold tolerant local strains. So tested them in the crop. We have validated all those our products. So we are having a commercial facility. So we know that this nitrogen, this Azotobacter, it is fixing the atmospheric nitrogen in aerobic manner, and we are applying those in different crops. It can be used, and in addition to the nitrogen, they are producing some plant growth promoting hormones. Then we can minimize the dependence on the chemical fertilizers by using these eco-friendly products. In the same way, we can see we have this phosphate solubilizing microbe. These phosphate solubilizing microbes, as we know, so far as the mineralogy of the soil is concerned, the soil is containing the rocks and minerals which are the phosphate bearing, and in those rocks and minerals, the phosphorus is present in an unavailable form, in the cemented form. These phosphate solubilizing microbes have been targeted against the different inorganic sources of the phosphorus, like tricalcium phosphate, zinc phosphates, aluminum phosphates. So we found that they are able to solubilize the different types of these phosphorus bearing minerals. So they are increasing the availability of the phosphorus by 30 kilograms per hectare, and they are also secreting different beneficial plant growth promoting hormones. Then the fixation, you can see here, there are some solubilization zones. This PSB, there is a solubilization zone around it. So it means that they are increasing the availability by the secretion of different types of the enzymes and the hormones and some organic acids. Then in the same manner, we are having the reserves of the potassium in the soil, different types of the potassium bearing minerals. So here you can see this streak. So this bacteria has completely dissolved this mica. This media is containing the mica as the insoluble source of the potassium. So this is the first test we are doing it, the qualitative test. So it is showing the solubilization zone, then we are screening further it, then converting it into the formulation. So 40 to 45% enhance the solubilization and availability of the potassium in the soils. So these are having some antagonistic activity against some pathogenic microbes also. By that way, we can say that they are having the biocontrol activity as well. So we can improve the crop yield and minimize the dependence on the uh, chemical fertilizers, potassium-bearing chemical fertilizers. So the another essential nutrient is the zinc. We have developed some zinc solubilizing formulations. Like here, you can see that it is completely solubilizing the zinc source, which is amended, which is supplemented with that media. So that medium is supplemented with any with zinc source. So we have targeted those microbes against the zinc oxide, zinc carbonate, zinc sulfide, and zinc metal also. So these microbes are very robust in solubilizing all these insoluble sources of the zinc. So large quantity of the zinc is being solubilized, and they are helpful to a greater extent in improving the nutrient use efficiency, the zinc use efficiency also in the soil. Then it is well established that there's rhizobium, different strains of the rhizobium are there, rhizobium leguminosarum. Then we have rhizobium fascioli, rhizobium, then this so the rhizobium is not only involved in the nitrogen fixation. It has we have seen that it is involved also in the production of the different types of the essential these plant growth promoting hormones, indolestic acid, gibberellic acid, cytokinin they are producing, and also they are protecting the crop from the harmful impact of the different these microbes which are present there otherwise, which lead to the disease, which are disease causing for the different crops. So these are having the multiple beneficial properties, these microbes. Then another is the plant growth promoting rhizobacteria. This formulation, it has the combination of all these essential properties. They are producing the ammonia also, then indolestic, gibberellic, cytokinin. The sidrophore production is also there. We have observed our students are working on those aspects. Then antimicrobial and antifungal properties. So in addition to the nutrient solubilization. Then mycorrhiza, you can see this is a mycorrhiza spore. We have isolated these spores from the soil, and this is the colonization of these mycorrhiza inside the root. So these mycorrhiza are basically the fungi. These are all our local strains. These fungi help in the translocation of different types of the nutrients. It's not only the phosphorus, but the nitrogen also, then micronutrients, calcium, sulfur. Then under stress conditions, they help the plant to withstand the water stress by transporting the water molecule which is away from the root zone. Since these mycorrhiza act as an extension of the root system, so they are trapping the nutrient, they are absorbing the nutrient which is away from the root zone, especially the phosphorus. The major problem with the phosphorus is that it is a diffusion limiting nutrient. Once the moisture is available there, then the phosphorus will move. Otherwise, it will come across with the calcium and it will be converted into the calcium phosphate or aluminum phosphate or zinc phosphate or iron phosphate. So the fixation problem is there. But once it enters into the hyphal network of this mycorrhiza, so it is absorbed through this hyphae and ultimately unloaded into the vascular bundles in the soil, in the plant. So one thing. Second thing is that these mycorrhiza are making a coating or the covering, that is called the mantle outside of the root. So it is then completely protecting the root from the different types of the pathogenic microorganisms which are present in the soil. So these mycorrhiza can be very successfully applied in the horticulture crops, agriculture crops. Majority of the, especially barring few families, it has been reported that it is not successfully able to make the symbiotic association with the families, plants belonging to the cruciferous family. But in other crops, it can be successfully used, especially in the apple orchards we are using. There is a lot of demand for it. And then it can enhance the use efficiency of the applied nutrients up to 35%. This is the mycorrhizal application. So this is the final product. We have developed it with the help of one project from the University Grants Commission. And it is quite easy to develop this mycorrhizal formulation. Not much technique is involved in that. Simply sieving method is there. So, but then we can grow it on the root system of any fibrous root system crop. Then another formulation is it has been developed with the help of the support from the DST under one project funded by the DST. So it is a combination of different types of the microorganisms: cellulitic microbe, proteolytic, hemicellulitic microbe, then some photosynthetic bacteria. You can see here in this petri plate, this is a cellulitic bacteria. So how it has dissolved the cellulose. So as we know that the organic matter is containing near about 60% of the organic matter is composed of the carbohydrates, or then 25% of this organic matter is containing the proteinaceous part fraction. So once we are able to break down this carbon fraction and the protein fraction, so it means near about 80% of the job is done. Then there are some other fractions of the organic matter which are taken care by the resistant these microbes like actinomycetes we are also having in this Saccharomyces. So these are breaking down the organic matter, and then we are converting this organic matter into a valuable compost. Then another important bio agent is the trichoderma. We are also producing the trichoderma, and it is being utilized for managing the different types of the rots, collar rot, root rot. We are facing this major issue in the apple. Another thing is this trichoderma, it doesn't act only as a biocontrol agent, but it has the nutrient solubilization capability also. It is involved in the phosphorus solubility of the phosphorus, increasing the solubility of the phosphorus and the calcium as well. Then algal we are not producing it, but azolla we are producing on a very small scale. This azolla production, it can also be used in the rice culture, especially in the poultry feed also. Then these are the different types of the formulations which we have developed for the sustainable soil health and nutrient management. Rhizobium fascioli leguminosaurum, then we have the NPK zinc consortium. It is a consortium of different types of the microbes: Azotobacter propocum, Bacillus subtilis, then Mesorhizobium metallidurans, then Pseudomonas extreme orientalis. Then these are the individual formulations that for phosphorus, potassium, zinc, and azotobacter. Then the decomposing formulation is also there. Then recently we have started our work on the degradation of the organophosphates. So as we are applying a large quantity of these pesticides, control the different types of the diseases, then these pesticides ultimately reach into the ecosystem, the soil. So we have developed some microorganisms which we have screened or isolated, which are very effectively breaking down these organophosphates, especially the chloropyrifos. So then this is the endomycorrhizal formulation. These are the cultures of all these different strains of the microbes. This is a compatibility test. We are doing the compatibility test before the development of the common formulation. So here, by this way, crudely, we can develop the mycorrhizal formulation here on some fibrous root system. These are some of the cold tolerant strains identified for the bioremediation of the heavy metals also. As we know that there is the buildup of the heavy metals, different heavy metals in the soil. So some of these microorganisms are very effectively accumulating these heavy metals and converting them into the other forms, or they are being immobilized by these microorganisms. So these are different types of these strains which we have characterized, isolated. So this is the machinery we have in place for the mass multiplication of these different types of the bioagents. We are first isolating them, then screening them, mass multiplying them. So this is the flow chart how we can develop this formulation. First of all, we have to isolate the soil sample, then isolate these bacteria under the laboratory conditions, then screening those by doing some biochemical tests. Then, or for first of all, we will screen them for the particular property. For example, we need to isolate a phosphate solubilizing microbe. Then we must first screen it for the phosphate solubilization qualitatively. Then we can go for their characterization, morphological, biochemical, or then molecular characterization. Then their compatibility test. If we have to make this consortium, then a common this microbial formulation. So this is the method, pictorial presentation, how we can make a formulation. Then how we can apply these mycorrhiza. This is for the application of the mycorrhiza in the nursery, 100 grams per square meter we can apply. Then in the polybags, in the outplanting, we can also, and existing trees, especially they help the plants in the early establishment after transplantation. So we must apply these. Then some of the precautions we must not apply those in combination with the chemicals. These are our commercial formulations we are supplying to the departments, to farmers, to different agencies. So these are the quality control measures we need to adopt, we need to follow while preparing these formulations. There are different standards. These are as per the fertilizer control FCO guidelines. So what should be the colony count for the rhizobium, then azotobacter, azospalum, PSB, and potassium solubilizers? What should be the colony count? What should be the pH? It is same. And for mycorrhiza, what should be the spore count? 10 viable spores per gram of the finished product should be there, or 1200 infective propagules per gram of the finished product, which include the root cuttings also. So this is the carrier-based consortium. If we are using the solid carrier, two types of these formulations we can have, the liquid as well as the solid. Then these microbes can be very successfully recruited for managing the abiotic stress also. Sometimes now we are facing the drought stress. So we can use these microbes because they help in the endolastic production, then ACC deaminase production, siderophore production. They help the plant to withstand. Then proline production is also there. So they reduce the residual these oxygen species in reactive oxygen species in the plant. Some of these are the endophytes also. So they protect the plant for these different types of the reactive oxygen species which are there. Then the methods of application of these different types of the biofertilizers, we can go for the seed treatment, then seedling dip also, the main field application, tree application. So they are suitable for almost all the crops. This is the scenario of the bio. These are the different types of the projects we have executed for the development of all these formulations from the years. So these are the results of some of these field experiments we have conducted. So we have by and large observed that the application of these mineral solubilizers in combination with the chemical fertilizers, they are performing also in combination with these inorganic fertilizers also. So they help in improving the uptake and the use efficiency of these different types of the chemical fertilizers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the nice presentation. Anyone among the participants who wants to interact with Dr. Saab? So we'll be sharing anyone there? Sir, we will be sharing your number with our participants and
Yeah, please.
you anytime.
Yeah, surely.
Thank you, sir. Thank you once
Thank
again.
you. Thank you very much. May I exit?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can.
Thank you.